Spain, Norway, and Ireland have announced that they will recognize Palestinian statehood. And actress Scarlett Johansson and other artists are calling for federal legislation to regulate artificial intelligence. Good morning. I'm Windsor Johnston with NPR News, and here are today's top stories. 3 European countries have announced that they will formally recognize Palestinian statehood, with other European nations expected to follow suit. Terry Schultz reports Israel is strongly opposing the move, arguing that recognizing a Palestinian state will lead to more terrorism and jeopardize any prospects for peace in the region.
Ireland, Spain, and Norway made coordinated announcements saying they recognize an independent Palestinian state. The status will be official on May 28th. More than two-thirds of the countries in the United Nations have already recognized a Palestinian state. The United States is not among them. Ireland's Prime Minister Simon Harris says he believes this will help move the region toward a two-state solution.
It is an expression of our view that Palestine holds and should be able to vindicate the full rights of a state, including self-determination, self-governance, territorial integrity, and security.
Israel has reacted angrily, recalling its ambassadors from all 3 countries. For NPR News, I'm Terry Schultz in Brussels.
Large crowds are lining the streets of Tehran today for the funeral procession of Iran's president and 7 others who were killed in a helicopter crash. Videos on social media show people clutching photos of the president in and around the University of Tehran, where the country's supreme leader led prayers. The government officials were traveling back to the capital on Sunday when their aircraft went down in a fog-shrouded mountainside in northwestern Iran. Lawyers for former President Donald Trump and 2 co-defendants are scheduled to appear in a Florida court today. NPR's Greg Allen reports the attorneys want a judge to dismiss the charges that Trump conspired to withhold and conceal classified documents.
Former President Trump is charged with taking classified and top-secret material with him to Mar-a-Lago when he left the White House in 2021, and then taking part in a conspiracy to hide the trove from federal investigators. The trial was originally set to begin this week, but U.S. District Judge Eileen Cannon, who was appointed by Trump, has moved slowly, granting defense requests that have delayed proceedings. Today, Judge Cannon is hearing 2 of nearly a dozen motions to dismiss the case filed by Trump and his co-defendants. With so many pretrial motions still to be heard, Cannon this month postponed the start date of the trial indefinitely. Greg Allen, NPR News, Miami.
A series of powerful storms swept across parts of the Midwest on Tuesday, leaving multiple people dead. In Iowa, the small town of Greenfield was obliterated by a tornado that touched down on Tuesday afternoon. Sergeant Alex Dinkla is with the Iowa State Patrol. He says search and rescue operations are underway in the community.
We're looking at just making sure that we have everybody accounted for, but that we don't have anybody missing. And with the community, what they need is a safe place for shelter, and they need some food, and that stuff is being offered to them, and that's going to be offered to the community. And in the coming days, we're going to get this community back on its feet and everybody working together.
Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds has authorized an emergency declaration for 15 counties, and shelters have been set up for people displaced by the storm. Forecasters say the threat for severe weather is expected to last through Thursday in parts of the Plains and Midwest. Actress Scarlett Johansson and other artists are calling for federal legislation to regulate the use of artificial intelligence. NPR's Bobby Allen reports the move comes after chatgpt maker OpenAI was accused of using Johansson's voice without her permission.
Scarlett Johansson calling out OpenAI for mimicking her voice in the newest ChatGPT has stirred an outcry. In her blistering statement, Johansson says lawmakers need to pass AI legislation to protect the individual rights of actors and other creatives. The Screen Actors Guild praised Johansson for speaking out, saying the union too is pushing for a federal law that protects voices and likeness from being replicated without consent. Critics of OpenAI say it should be held accountable for its mass scraping of every corner of the internet without permission or payment. OpenAI has, in recent months, been striking licensing deals with publishers and says it is protected by what is known as fair use law. Bobby Allen, NPR News.
I'm Windsor Johnston, NPR News.